Caregivers, care receivers, and aging adults. We are here today to talk about simple recipes to show appreciation to those who caregive for you. Caregivers are pressed for time. Aging parents feel guilty that their children show up to caregive. Stay with me for the caregiving chat of the day. Unappreciation or appreciation in caregiving are common feelings. And there are easy ways to show appreciation that don't really cost money, don't take a lot of time and effort. And I'll share a story from when I was younger. As I've told you all before, my parents were fabulous, taught me great habits. My dad was a World War II vet, and he taught me, both of my parents actually taught me to be very independent, but he taught me a couple of skills: mowing the lawn and shoveling snow. When I was in my early 20s, I lived in a neighborhood, and I lived next to this older lady, probably in her 80s. Her name was Agnes Stock. I remember her like yesterday. I would mow my lawn and I would just mow Agnes's. I would shovel my snow. I would shovel Agnes's snow. I was living at Omaha at the time and the weather is extreme there. But it was my responsibility, even at a young age, to notice that Agnes was in her 80s and the last thing she should be doing is all of this yard work if I could do it. How did she thank me? I had an apple tree in my yard, and she said to me one day, she says, "Pamela, spray that thing, and I will make you apple pies, apple rhubarb cakes, all kinds of things. And every time you do something nice for me, like yard work and shoveling, I will give you one." It was like the best treat that I could have ever had, because back then my life was crazy. I was working, I was going to school. I remember semesters where I would work from 8 to 5. I would go to school from 6 to 10, come home, be exhausted. I don't even know how I did it. Those little pies and cakes and things from Agnes were lifesavers. My parents at the time also knew that I was crazy busy and my mom was starting to have health problems, but what they would do is they would come to my home and I would get home at night and I would open my refrigerator and there would be food. This is the tip of appreciation. Aging parents, you're home all day. Your kids who take care of you work, take care of their kids. They may go to school. Their lives are just crazy. Nutrition is important for older adults. Many older adults say, I don't want to cook. I make all this food. It just goes to waste. For heaven's sakes, make food for your children. You know these little containers here? I bring my lunch to work every day in one of these little containers. How nice would it be for your daughter or your son if you cooked a couple of times a week, made a lot of leftovers, froze them, and when they came over every week, you thanked them with a week full of lunches? Or when they come over on the weekends to help you, how nice would it be if you had dinner prepared? There are cookbooks out there. You don't have to know how to cook. You're retired, you have time. Men, if you've never learned how to cook, now is the time. It's better for you nutritionally to eat homemade foods. Canned foods, frozen dinners, they come in handy when we're in a rush, but there's nothing like home-cooked foods. And when you're doing that, write down the recipes for your children, for your family. My grandmother, Polish grandmother, made this amazing apple coffee cake. I would die to have that recipe. I didn't think to ask for it when she was alive. And going to her home and having that was such a treat. Food can be a source of comfort. It's health to us. It's fabulous to aging children who are time pressed and don't have time to cook. This is a way to show appreciation for all of the things that your children do for you. I'm Pamela Wilson. I help aging adults and caregivers solve caregiving problems. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. If you're serious about improving your caregiving situation, as always, in this video, there is a link to an article on my website. Click on it, read it, and please share this information, share this video with other caregivers out there who are looking for solutions and who may not feel unappreciated. You can give a tip both to the caregiver and to the aging parent who says, Oh, I feel so guilty that my kids are taking care of me. Appreciate, thanks, do something nice, cook a meal. Have a great day. I will see you in another video tomorrow. I hope you found this information helpful.